What's going on, Jerome's? It is right now the golden age for throwback or alternate uniforms. So we just wanted to do a bit of a roundup of the teams that have been announcing alternate uniforms, throwback uniforms, including your Minnesota Vikings. Woo! It's a good time. It's a good time, man. And we're not even talking about like the Patriots, who everyone knows the Patriot Pat, the red throwbacks. But I mean, some of these are really, really good. Some of them are really, really bad. So first up, you got the Cleveland Browns. So they introduced a new alternate white helmet, and I'm glad that the NFL has rescinded the rule where players can only have one style of helmet. It's just kind of ridiculous, man. But I mean, this looks pretty damn clean. And Joku doing the damn thing, and also the all white looks pretty damn good. And I've always thought that the Browns are sort of underrated in their color scheme, but they just never get it right. They've had a lot of issues, like when they put brown down the side of their pants. You literally, your brown stained your pants. Get out of here. But also, all players should be forced to wear mirror tinted visor. I mean, that'll look good, man. But what's interesting is that the Browns, back in the day, originally wore white helmets, and then they went to orange. For a team that wears the brown, that is called the Browns, like, how come they don't accentuate more brown? I don't get it, man. But this looks pretty clean, pretty damn mean. And then, of course, you got the Vikings. Ooh, the 60s, 70s throwback. I love the gray face mask. I love the piping on the sides. I love the outlines of the numbers. Everything looks really, really good. Everything looks fantastic. 10 out of 10. No notes. Would recommend. Also, make CJ Ham great again. Like, make fullbacks great again. Do that. Then you got the Seahawks. Throwing it back to the Jim Zorn and Steve Largent days. And this looks really good, where it's an incorporation of the old color scheme, but also the new logo on the helmets. So I like that synergy. And frankly, even though some of the Seahawks, like dark navy look is fine, but I mean, these are amazing. Like, these are fantastic. And again, I would never buy the jersey of another team, but if I did, it would be like a John Randall, or maybe even like a Sidney Rice or Percy Harvin Seahawks jersey, or Kevin Williams. You know what I mean? But this looks really good. And then you got the Colts. The poor Colts. So the Colts are the only team in the league that are still running with the two-tone scheme, and they wanted to buck that trend. But this ain't it. I mean, they look like Duke, or they look like some dysfunctional high school football team, or they look like a fictional football team from like a teen melodrama sitcom. This is so stupid. Also, the C, so the C on the chest, yes, stands for Colts, and also there's the shape of the state of Indiana in the middle of it. But so your captains are gonna have two C's on the chest, just both sides. I don't get it, man. Plus, the whole, heather blue gradient look on the jersey, no. And the uniform, it's a mess. It just does not look good. Where, I mean, could they incorporate some black into their uniform? Sure. I mean, the black helmet on its face is not bad, but I think the rest of it is just really not looking good. Now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the creamsicles. Now, again, some of these uniforms may have an upper hand because of nostalgia. Of course, this retro look is great, but it's a throwback to when the Bucs were really, really bad. But Bucco Bruce, the creamsicle jerseys, they're always a treat, pun intended, whenever they make their way back into the Buccaneers rotation. And then you got the Falcons. So the Falcons, they've sort of gone to like a more throwback jersey look, and I'm glad that they got rid of that stupid gradient. But going back to the red helmets, throwing it back to this looks really good. Frankly, I think that the red helmet should stay and should be their permanent helmet. It just looks really, really good and fantastic. And the Jets. So the Jets have teased that they're going to have a throwback look this year, and there's been some behind the scenes, trying to get a peek at what the social media team is putting out. I think they're going to announce it sometimes this week. But going back to like the New York Sack Exchange with Mark Gastineau, I mean, that looks really good. I mean, that's fantastic, man. And then lastly, so the Tennessee Titans, who were the Houston Oilers, they moved to Tennessee. They were the Tennessee Oilers, and they became the Tennessee Titans. Now, I don't like that they hold on to the team's history. It's like if the Ravens, who moved from Cleveland, held on to the Browns' history. It's just crazy, man. Frankly, I think the Texans should have the history of the Oilers, but again, that's a debate for another day. But I love these supposed or reported throwback uniforms to the Oilers. I think it looks really good. I think it's a classic look. Reminds me of like Warren Moon and Earl Campbell. Plus, I love the Love You Blue stitched in the collar on the inside, where that was the anthem and the song for the Houston Oilers, and just really good. But like I said, I do think that the throwback uniforms, they have an edge of having nostalgia, and maybe the Colts uniforms, it's tough just because it's new, and we as humans don't like anything that's new. But I love what the Browns did. I really love the Seahawks. The Bucs is always good. The Oilers is going to be really good. The Jets is going to be fine. The Falcons red helmets again should be their full-time helmets, and the Vikings, hot fire. Hot fire, sexy time. But your thoughts are thoughts. It is a throwback and alternate uniform renaissance in 2023 for the NFL. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.